I can't.
12.
The Saints had the most non-Saints draft ever for 2 days. Then on day 3, Mickey Loomis was back. We recap it all only the way Saints Happy Hour can. Thomas, hit that intro.
Barstool Mincy of Barstool Sports here. I'm good friends with the Saints Happy Hour podcast, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm really just friends with Andrew Hughes, so I support him because I feel sorry for him. Good dude, but way too bougie to take seriously when it comes to football.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Ralph? If he was an NFL GM, a team would never win a freaking game. Trade this, sign this guy. Awful ideas and armchair quarterbacking, full-blown panic every show.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
With Dave, here's the key. When he talks, just mute or fast forward 5 minutes. Hopefully he's done talking by then and headed back to the bathroom where he seems to eternally live.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Then Kevin, man, why the hell is he still on the show? He doesn't even watch the damn games, and somehow they keep inviting him.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Podcasting poverty, man. Who dat?
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on YouTube. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour and get 2 months for free. Annual patrons get a special welcome gift of our Saints Season Survival mug. Get one before they run out. Thanks to Adam. Thanks to Jennifer for signing up, becoming annual patrons this week. And I want to give a special shout out to patron, friend of the program extraordinaire, Dave Nikolai gave us, he sent all of us football cards that are amazing. I have them here. They're in just sleeves. They're all kinds of Saints random guys. But this one here was offensive to me. He sent me a David Carr football card.
I love that.
It's funny, but I was a little bit hurt that Nikolai just thought that he could just come at me from the top rope. But thanks, Nikolai.
He sent me a bunch of Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram cards and running back cards, and there was a he knows I'm a Tulane guy, so there was a Ryan Griffin card in there. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
So we want to remind people, if you're watching on the live stream, you should donate using Twitch. If we reach $100 again, Dave, tonight I will drink 2 minibar bottles from my gigantic minibar collection that spans decades. I have Deep Eddy Cranberry. This is from 2020. That'll be exciting. This one scares me because it's called New Amsterdam Pineapple, and it's from a hotel room my wife got in Amsterdam when she went to Amsterdam. The problem is, I think she went to Amsterdam before Obama was president. I know it was before Max was born, so it is a long time ago. So that is frightening.
Wait, in old Amsterdam, they had New Amsterdam vodka?
Did she have fun?
She did. She went to like the Cat Museum. She went to the Anne Frank house. You know, she rode a bike. She had fries with mayonnaise.
Did she get high in a cafe and go to the Van Gogh Museum?
Coffee with mayonnaise.
She did the whole Netherlands thing. So by the way, I want to remind people our off-season MVP contest is underway. If you ever wanted to be on the main show, you could tell Kevin to shut up, not tonight because he's not here, but you could enjoy Dave going to the bathroom, or you could grill Andrew about his sources. You can't do it tonight because he's not here either.
Yeah.
He's not late again.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
The person who donates the most each week gets entered into our drawing to sit in with us on the main show. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader for this episode already?
We do. Thanks to King Dizzy for subscribing and Hatchet John for 500 bits. We are already 10% way to getting Ralph wasted again.
So, So, plus, anyone who donates any amount gets entered into a drawing to get one of our crew to Taysom cups before they disappear forever, unless I order more from Dave. But we're all down to like 12 crew to Taysom cups. So, get in the raffle, you get one. There'll be a collector's item before you know it. Dave, what are you drinking tonight? I'm drinking Shiner Strawberry Blonde.
Oh, you're such a good Texan boy drinking the Shiner. I am drinking, I've never had this before. This is Equilibrium MC Squared. It's a double IPA. You can't see the can, but it's got a little Einstein on there. And honestly, I just opened this and started drinking it, and I'm not really crazy about it. It's all right.
So here's the thing for the draft, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have Kevin, our draft expert aficionado. And by the way,
did that happen this weekend?
Yeah, it did, Dave. You, I know you were on a guy's trip, bonding and golfing and drinking
and having sex.
Yeah. So, but I want to say it again. Kevin just killed the draft. He knew come hard. He knew every player. He did like 800 mocks. If you are a patron, you should listen to me and Kevin. We did like, I think 3 draft recap shows over the weekend. Recapping every Saints pick but the last one. They're amazing. You should listen to it. But the draft was really interesting, Dave, because there was just chaos in the first round, trades up, and like the Saints weren't involved in any of it. And it was just really surprising that they picked Brissy at 29. They picked Foskey Bear at 40. They picked Kendra Miller at 71, and like no trade ups. Of course, they didn't trade down. Let's not be crazy.
Not for naught though. I mean, not for not trying. They didn't.
No, they tried. Of course they tried.
One,
I mean, of course they tried.
Which one did they? I never read the article. Which one did they try to trade up for?
They tried to trade. They almost had something done with Minnesota, I think,
in the second round.
In the first rounds, they were trying to trade up to 23. So they were trying to move up in the first round. It didn't work out. But as we know, like that's Mickey Loomis's superpower, right? God saves him from the moves that he wants to make but can't. So that makes me more excited about the picks. Like when Mickey Loomis, I feel like
that's a good point. That's fair.
I feel like when Mickey Loomis can't do something, I feel really good about it. Now, the last time Zach Bond, granted, that didn't work out. He tried to give everything away to get Zach Bond, and they ended up getting him. So that didn't work out. But I feel like since that didn't work out, this set's going to work out.
If only he could have been stopped from the Trautman trade up somehow. If only the universe could have intervened. I'm
not a big fish guy.
We'll get to the Trautman in a minute. But thinking about this draft, the thing that kind of frightened me, Dave, is I really like it. Like, it doesn't have any picks where you're like, what the hell are they doing? Like when they traded up for Trautman, you're like, you traded up for this tight end from Dayton, or you gave up 2 firsts for a defensive lineman from San Antonio Junior College. Like, what are you like? It didn't have any like really like head scratcher moves. They all like every single move they did made complete sense that they made it, and there was no like, wow, what the hell are they doing moves. And that sort of scares me. Like I would rather be like have like at least like 2 or 3 picks where we can argue and I'd be like, I don't like it, what they're doing. But this draft, I'm like, this draft is really good, really solid. I would equate it to like going to your favorite restaurant and just ordering the meal that you know you're gonna like, you know, like no surprises. And that's what it was.
I mean, that's a great analogy. I agree. First of all, they got, how many guys did we get? We got like 7.
They got 7.
Yeah. So, okay. Last week I set the over at 6.5 or whatever. And we all said under. Well, we all said under, and they hit the over. So that's a win. And look, Kevin, we all know Kevin wants to trade down. Yeah. That was never going to happen. Mickey Loomis doesn't even
24 consecutive trade ups.
Right. He does not. It's just not even possible. I was actually thinking, like, if there's a team that's behind the Saints and they want to trade up and they look at like who's ahead of them. I mean, at this point, like, surely every other GM is like, oh, the Saints are on. Like, they don't even bother calling Mickey to
Loomis,
see if he's willing to trade down.
No,
like, right? I have to assume like his reputation precedes himself.
Yeah.
But honestly, for Kevin, I think it's a win because staying
it's a complete
put
win.
staying put in the first 3 rounds, that's for the Saints. That's the equivalent of trading down. So I mean, that's yeah, it's great. And again, like you said, they picked good guys. I didn't watch. I tried to join the live show.
You did. I'll give you credit. You
I don't know what was going on with my
you-
Discord. I was literally in Bo Ravage's sports book. It probably would have been horrible, and the sound quality would have been terrible.
But it would have been on brand.
It would have been on brand. And for some reason, I don't know why, I could hear you guys. You guys couldn't hear me. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, so I did watch the first round a little bit, and but yeah, I mean, it's all of the reports that I read all the grades, and like everything was. The highest was an A- and the lowest was a B-. There were no C's. There were no A+, but there were no C's. I mean, it was right in the meaty part of the curve, and I think that's pretty good. I think we've got to be pretty happy with that. Pretty satisfied.
The Saints draft, I think the grade really came down. I think it was lower because people just disagreed with the Foskey pick. Like most people rated Foskey as like a 3rd round guy, and I really think. This is one thing I wish Andrew or Kevin were here because they know it. They know Andrew because he grinds the tape and Kevin because he did 800 mock drafts. But I really feel like this draft and people in the chat on Twitch can hop into. I really feel like this draft is going to be solid. But the thing that's going to make it either really good or just okay is the Foskey pick because they had to choose between Isaiah Foskey and Keon White. And they were kind of both the same. They had like the same RAS, the same build. They were both defensive ends, and the Saints had to pick like which one do you want at 40. They had the choice of both. That's why they didn't trade up because they were like, as long as one of them is on the board, we're good. So so I think that's the thing because probably both of them aren't going to be good because that's just how the draft works out. So I feel like if Foskey's really good. This draft, we'll look back at it in 2 or 3 years and be like, that's the guts of the team. This draft was a B+, A-. If Foskey's kind of like a bust or just like a guy and like not that good, we'll be like, it's like a C+, B-. Like I think the draft, like it hinges on Foskey Bear. Like he's got to be good for the draft to be like really a great draft.
I don't know. First of all, Ralph, your cat is having one of those nights. Yeah. But I don't know anything about Keon White. But what I do know about Foskey Bear, since they've drafted him, is that he's like the team leader in sacks.
Yes.
Like that's crazy to me. He's got to be pretty freaking good.
Making it rain.
If the guy's got more career sacks in Notre Dame than anybody, I mean, Notre Dame, Jesus Christ, he's been around.
Yes.
He's been around for how many years? I mean, that's crazy. That's
years.
When I heard that, I was like, oh shit! Like, all right, this is good. I got him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, they addressed pass rush. Dennis Allen is a defensive coach. I've said this whole time. When Peyton was coaching, I think he obviously he was an offensive-minded guy. I think that showed on the field. The offense was always great. The defense was always middling at best. And so when you've got a defensive-minded coach like Dennis Allen, I am expecting the defense to be better than the offense, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so I mean that's great. Pass rush has been addressed, obviously, because Onyemata, all those guys they left. We had to fill those needs. It's good. Yeah,
I like it because I feel like when you double dip on the defensive line, like they've
CYA, cover your ass, man.
Yeah, that's right. And here's the thing: like this is the 4th first-round pick if you count Marcus 2 firsts, Peyton Turner and Brissy, right? But you added Foskey Bear. That's 5 picks. Like I don't think both of them are going to be bad. So I feel like the defensive line. One of those 2 guys is going to be good, and that's really going to help the defense. So I like that pick there. And like you said, I never understood because Andrew, I'm kind of glad he's not here now that I think about it, Dave, because he would just be taking a victory lap because he picked Brissy, he picked Foskey Bear. Like he would just be insufferable. So maybe it's good that he's not here. But the thing that he always said is like the Saints love Foskey Bear, and I looked at it once. I kind of when Andrew said that, and I saw other people say it on Twitter, Nick Underhill and different people. I looked at it and I was like, it just because he's almost identical to Marcus Davenport, except he had more production in college. So I was always like, why is he a 3rd round pick? Like it just like for a guy to have all the physical traits and production at Notre Dame, which you mentioned before, Notre Dame, big time school, known brand. Like it just,
well, yeah,
it was
but
really weird that he wasn't a
Deasy,
1st round pick.
Yeah, as King Deasy is pointing out in the chat, he's asking me to name a great Notre Dame defensive front 7 in NFL history. Obviously, which I mean,
Mike Golick?
No, Rudy. The answer is Rudy. We're done here.
Tigers.
Moving on.
That is a great. No, I can name one. Bryant Young, 49ers.
There you go. Okay.
There you go. That's
I'll co-sign.
Butteridge says Justin Tuck.
That's the list. But that's it. That's the list.
So Jason Champagne says, too bad Raz doesn't measure heart because Foskey would be a 9+ and Davenport would be a -10. And that's cool. I want to say this about Isaiah Foskey.
That's a great comment. That kind of
it does. Like Foskey wants to be great. He loves football. And the thing is that was really cool is he had a friend that was like in the hospital, and on draft night, he like went over there and was like, the picture was a little weird on social because it was like Isaiah Foskey in the hospital. I think it was his friend's dad, and it was a little the photo was a little weird, but the sentiment of like, hey, it's my draft night, but he's my guy. I'm gonna go be with him and support him when he's having a family issue in the hospital. That was really cool. I just, what do we have? We had 5 years of Marcus 2 firsts, and like, how often did we say, I just don't know if he gives a damn about football? Like, well,
you said 5. You said 5 years, but I mean, he only played half the time, so it's more like 2.5 years.
That's right.
Maybe even a little less.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy to be moving on.
He's going to. By the way, Marcus Davenport is going to be wearing the number 0 for Minnesota.
Good for him.
Fitting.
I'm hoping maybe this draft will be kind of like the 2014 draft, where we just hit everything, and it's kind of like a rebuild / reset. Yeah. That would be great.
2014 was
2017. Sorry,
I don't think 2000s. I don't think it's going to be
when we hit on the offensive and defensive rookies of the year.
I think it's going to be more like 2016. Where remember 2016, they got Sheldon Rankins.
Yeah.
They got Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
They got Von Bell. And they traded up for Von Bell. And I think I'm missing, they got one. Oh, they got Onyemata.
Mm-hmm.
So like that draft.
Were those the only 4 people they got?
They had one more, I think. I'll look it up. But like that draft is like, Michael Thomas. Tremendous.
Wow.
Offensive player.
Damn, Ralph.
What?
I think it's time. We just had a big.
Oh, wow. What happened?
Oh, Jesus.
Hit the breaking news
10K
siren.
bid donation from Head Chili. Foskey Bear will not be worse than 2 firsts.
Wow. Wow. People, the Destroy Ralph's Liver is one of your best ideas.
Is that $100 right there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go.
So
Head Chili is my new god.
So Head Chili, that's always a great guy. So Head Chili, you get to choose. Do you want me to do New Amsterdam pineapple, or do you want me to do cranberry? Which one do you want me to do first?
Yeah, we await your reply. And while we await your reply, I wanted to ask. So I saw that in the 3rd round, we drafted the running back,
the Kendra Miller, TCU,
and
pineapple. He says pineapple,
and Tajay was available.
Yeah.
How many people were upset? Were people upset that we didn't go with Tajay? And I'll just say this: after the draft, the news has now come out that he doesn't have an ACL.
Yeah,
in one knee. And
right.
look, I got to be honest. That would be a serious concern to me. I love Tajay, but basically the diagnosis seems to be like he doesn't have an ACL, so it's fine short term, but long term, like he's not. He's got a few years, and then.
But like, if you draft a guy, if you
I would have taken him. I'd take him anyway. If I'm going to get 3 great years I'd take 3-4 years of Tajay over 6 years of. Just because it would be fun, just for the fun factor.
Oh my God!
And I think he would be great.
This scares me.
What did he pick? He picked a pineapple.
He picked a pineapple. Head chili. This scares me because it doesn't smell like anything. Like, it doesn't smell good. It doesn't smell bad. This really scares me.
If Rob dies, that's on you, man.
Maybe Sally already drank it and then replaced it with water, so you didn't notice.
Maybe
she's secretly an alcoholic.
Before I get to this, I want to do one thought on Tajay Spears. Is that I was disappointed that the Saints didn't pick him at the time, but I was at a roller skate party for my son at a birthday party, so I wasn't like enmeshed in Twitter and all that.
Did you roller skate?
Dave, please. If I would have roller skated, we wouldn't be doing the podcast because I'd be in traction. I roller skate, please. My God, no. They did have they have at roller rinks now that you can get like a walker on wheels to train you to roller. They didn't have that when I was a kid, but
they didn't. You're right, they didn't.
But I wasn't that upset that they didn't pick Tajay Spears. And I didn't know about the ACL when they picked him. But the thing is, I'm really biased against Kendra Miller for him because TCU won me quite a bit of money last year gambling. They won a ton of close games. And I know everybody remembers them losing in the Big 12 championship and then getting to the national championship game and just getting mauled by Georgia. But Kendra Miller got hurt. He sprained his knee. He didn't play in the championship. He was so good for them all year. So I really like that pick. That's another pick. I really like it. I like it so much it scares me. Okay, I'm going to drink this. Dave, this scares me.
I do. Oh, was that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, I will give you credit. You you take the whole thing. I couldn't do that. I couldn't just drink a whole bottle.
That was terrible. I hate you. I hate you, Jerry. It tasted like cleaning alcohol. I think maybe, dude, if I die, I want a Dateline episode, and I want you to say that he started drinking minibar things and he might have been poisoned. I'm just saying. Put that out there. It tasted like cleaning fluid. Whew.
It doesn't surprise me, but that was from 2020. You got off easy.
No, this was the Amsterdam one. This was the one that I didn't know. I don't remember the year. So, Sally, when did you go to Amsterdam? She didn't answer me. She's too engrossed in the Astros. Jason Champagne says, shots. Andrew's dad, who once again made it on time where his son couldn't, ask, is Trivia coming back? Trivia will be back next week, because now once we get through the draft, we'll have the slower time. Then we have the segment of trivia, which Budrich does an amazing job. And by the way, people, Budrich was doing spaces on the draft. I hopped into a couple. They were really fun to listen to. But Dave, I'll say it again, like Tajay Spears, like the Saints picking him, it didn't really upset me that much, I'll say.
Yeah, and I'm not that upset either, I guess. Well, actually, I don't know. It would have been fun. It would have been.
Was there any? So is that the move you hated, that they didn't get your guy?
No. I hate that they traded up for a quarterback. Are we kidding me?
Jack Haener.
You know what? I did listen to the podcast you and Kevin did. I think we listened to it Sunday morning on the way to the golf course. And Kevin said he wasn't crazy about it, but he was. I hate it. I think it's so stupid. I was listening to the Locked On Saints podcast earlier. And
friend
he
of the
was
program,
like,
Ross Jackson,
right? And Ross was, he sounded like he was in love with it because, it's what a good organization does. They get
I mean,
back
the
blah, blah,
pictures
blah.
of Jack Haener in his Saints jerseys when he's like 9 and 10 years old, like the Reggie Bush and the Jimmy Graham jersey. I mean, he put them on Twitter, and they're freaking adorable. So I mean, like that makes me.
Well, but Ross was like saying like it's a good pick, and they never. I think he said like they never draft. I don't know, but like I'm like, what about Garrett Grayson and Sean Canfield? Like
Ian Book.
This is Ian. Well, he mentioned Ian Book, but I don't think he realizes. I don't think he remembered Sean Canfield and
Sean
Garrett
Canfield
Grayson.
might be before Ross Jackson's time.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's a long time.
This is the same exact thing. This is just a throwaway pick.
But it's not a throwaway pick. They traded 2 picks to do it.
That's what I'm like. Okay, so at best, he was going to be the backup. Nobody is saying this guy is starter material. You didn't draft us.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying this guy could potentially. He's got raw talent and could potentially even one day be a starter.
Well, like, what's
Everybody is hold
thing.
on. Everybody is saying that this guy's ceiling is like a backup material. Like that's going to be his job in the NFL. He's not going to be a starter. He's going to be a backup. And like that's fine. There's room for those types of players. But to trade up to draft this guy who, when your history says his guy's going to be off the roster in 2 years because we don't know who's developing this guy? Who's developing him?
You don't trust Pete Carmichael?
Like that to me, that was a dumb pick. And I'm trying to remember what Ross Jackson said specifically because I wanted to be accurate about it.
Well,
and yes, I love Ross Jackson. He does a great job.
He does.
They came out with like 8
I listen to him every
podcasts,
day,
like, in
and
3
the
days.
way he's professional, he's got the smooth voice. He's
got
gleaming
access,
head.
and like he's got he was like at the practice facility during the draft, I think.
He's just Ross Jackson. His story, his personal story is amazing. We need to have him back on, friend of the program. But the thing about it is, though, Dave, is like, I guess even if you're right that he's a backup, like if he's
that's not me saying that, okay? I'm not saying that. That is what literally every quote unquote expert, guru, whatever.
But like, what's the value? Like, what would you what? Like, if I told you he was Gardner Minshew quality, and if the Saints in 2 years, like they're going to be really good and they're going to need him for a month and he's going to go 2-2 as the backup quarterback. He's going to start. They're going to need him to play. Like, I think that's worth like what the Saints gave it. Like a backup quarterback that doesn't.
Why did they have to? Did they have to?
They had
to get him.
They had to. Like that's the thing we'll get to in a second. Like Mickey Loomis, his trade ups. GM gone wild the last day. It's the least surprising thing ever. But here's the thing: his trade ups were good. Like, and it started with Kendra Miller. Like they picked Kendra Miller, and he was like the first of 4 running backs to go in the 3rd round. Then they traded up. They got Nick Salvadori. He was the first of 6 offensive linemen. Salvadori. There's Andrew. He was the first of 6 offensive linemen to go, and then they traded up for Jack Haener, and he was the first of 7 quarterbacks to go in the first round, the 4th and 5th round. So,
look,
you can't argue that they couldn't trade. They had to trade up if they wanted Jack Haener. The Rams, Sean McVay was like crestfallen that he couldn't get Jack Haener. So.
Look, that's great, but like Lewis SCFC is saying in the chat, like we don't have a franchise quarterback, so why not? Well, first of all, we're paying Derek Carr like a franchise quarterback, so we better have a franchise quarterback. So why not take a flyer on drafting one? Yeah, in theory, in a vacuum, that's a good idea. But I have not seen anything from this organization in the last 15 years. And again, I'm talking about Garrett Grayson. I'm talking about Sean Canfield. I'm talking about Ian Book. I have seen nothing from this organization that shows to me that they can draft a developmental type quarterback and grow him and mold him into being a good backup quarterback. Chase Daniel was a good.
I was about to say, what about
Chase Daniel was a good. I don't know whether. But first of all, Drew was
he
here.
good?
And I don't know if we did that. He was already with another team, wasn't
he? But do we know that Chase Daniels is good? Do we know that? I mean, I know he made $45 million in the NFL, but do we have any indication or fact of film?
I mean, a lot of NFL teams wanted him as their backup consistently.
He's my hero. He started like 3 games his entire career.
Him and Ryan, well, not Ryan Griffin, Ryan, the LSU guy who went to the Packers.
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn. Yeah, Matt Flynn.
Yeah, Matt Flynn.
I mean, Chase Daniel and
that
Matt.
was very Ralph of you.
Sorry, Matt Flynn and Chase Daniel, I think, are the platonic forms of backup quarterbacks. That is who you strive to be as a backup quarterback.
I'm starting to think that Haener is becoming the Derek versus David Carr phenomenon, because I have heard Ralph call him Jack about 15 times now. His name is Jake.
I want to call him Jack Black, and I don't know why.
His
or
name
I
is
want to call
Eric.
him like Jack Black, Jack Handy. It's very weird.
Now,
the things that go in my
deep
head.
thoughts.
All right, so thank you for joining us, Juge. Thank you for getting here. All right, listen.
We're glad you could carve some
Go
time out
ahead
for us. Thank you. Appreciate
and
it.
take your freaking victory lap.
I'm going to get a drink. I'm getting out of here.
Frosky, just go ahead and take your victory.
Wait, who?
lap.
Frosky?
Frosky Bear.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till Dave comes back.
All right, and I'm gonna drink this.
I'm staying right here. Then let's go. Come on.
I'm gonna drink this while we wait.
Bend the knee, Dave.
Bend the knee. That was.
Can you? I don't know if you can pull this up, Thomas, but can you pull up the podcast from last week where I talk about who the Saints like and who they should draft? And they pretty much did exactly what I said.
It's like you should pull that up, and we should
Maybe if you weren't late, Andrew.
we should make Thomas. Seriously, you should pull that up. You should make it a commercial, and we should run it on YouTube in front of other Saints podcasts like Nick Underhill and Ross Jackson. And we should be like, yeah, those podcasts are great, but our guy literally was like nailing the draft. That would be rude. We'd probably get ostracized and then never come back on the show. But all right, so Andrew, before you got here, people already donated $100. Head Chili Jerry, he donated, and I got to drink this. It's Deep Eddy Cranberry, and it's from 2019.
No, it's a vintage.
It's a vintage. It smells like cranberry. I'm not as scared as the Amsterdam one that was from my wife's trip from Amsterdam from when Max before.
Ralph,
Max
how was the last one compared to the ones from last week?
Awful. What
was the first thing you took to the face?
New Amsterdam pineapple. There is a 20% chance that this was turpentine and Shelly's trying to poison me. Like, I am not going to lie. So
she wants to get rid of you.
Well, I got it in life insurance. She can collect life insurance and get somebody younger and with 2 working arms. All right, let's go.
And maybe even some working internet.
That's
Good
right.
video. Yeah,
that's right.
Your video's frozen. Oh,
that's right. All right, here we go. Oh my God, that was worse. It tasted like cranberry with like a hint of like sawdust.
Are you drinking liqueurs? Like, are they sweet?
No, it was like chalky. It was like
what was that? Cranberry vodka?
Deep Eddy Cranberry, real cranberry from Austin, Texas, handcrafted in small batches.
But what's the alcohol?
30%.
Oh wow, okay.
30% alcohol by volume.
But what is it? Is it vodka, gin?
Yeah, it's like cranberry flavored. It's like,
it's like
absolute
flavored vodka.
Cranberry vodka. Okay.
Terrible. It was terrible, is what it was. So, but Andrew, I'm glad you joined us at this point because the Saints. Look, we make fun of it, or Kevin's not here, so he freaks out about the trade ups. But say whatever you want about Mickey Loomis, but like Kendra Miller, Salvadori, and
Saldivari.
It's Mozart.
I'm pretty sure you mispronounced Kendra Miller also.
Yeah. So all of those picks, they had to take Miller at the point where they had to take him, and they had to trade up for the other 2. Like there's no debate. Like they had to do what they had to do to get those players.
I mean, I don't know don't know. I came in late and didn't really hear what Dave was complaining about, but I don't know.
He hates the quarterback pick. That's what he.
Oh, he hates the quarterback pick. Yeah. Okay.
Am I wrong? Do you don't agree with me?
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what bugs me the most about Haener is it's like, well, he completed 72% of his passes and he's 6 foot and he loves Drew Brees. He modeled his game after him. And, he even wore number 9 in college. And I'm thinking to myself, like imitation Drew Brees is never going to be as good as the actual thing, right?
But we have Drew Brees at home.
Jake Haener, Kirkland Drew Brees. That's his nickname.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Mom, we have Drew Brees at home.
We'll see how he develops. But that was the one pick I'm with you that I was like, yeah. But overall, I'm really happy with the draft. I thought. So the first 3 rounds, I thought it kind of played out perfectly. The draft came to the Saints. They filled positions of need. They got good players. I was really happy with that. And yeah, they traded up. They moved around a bunch after that. But I'll be honest, like when you're trading up in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, I could care less. Like if you're giving up, as long as you're not giving up top 3 round picks the next year, if you want to move up and go get a guy and you give up a 5th year or 7th there, I don't care.
And they're getting 2 4th round comps next year,
which I'm sure they'll package and move up. Whatever. It's fine.
I'm excited, and I said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm excited that they didn't give up the Denver 2024 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Because now we can watch the Broncos. Then Sean Payton saying that the Denver analytics are on another level. We can watch the Broncos, and that's going to be a top 45 pick because the AFC is loaded.
Well, I know Jim Mora isn't a big fish guy, and apparently neither is Dennis Allen.
That's right.
But that was kind of the head turner for me. The Trautman trade was interesting because as you look at how this draft went, and I would put tight end as a position of need. But when you think about the positions that were needed, I feel like they filled every single one. I mean, you could argue maybe they could have gotten a linebacker and they didn't, and that's fine. But besides that, you look at Trautman, they lost the tight end to go get A.T. Perry. They didn't gain any in this draft, and they lost one.
Can we just slow our roll on losing Trautman? Trautman, he scored 4 touchdowns. That's as many draft picks as the Saints traded to get him.
Addition by subtraction, Andrew.
That's how it's called.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Here's the thing. I wonder, Andrew.
God, that drop was so bad. It was on 4th down too. Oh my God.
And the holding penalty against Atlanta. The Tennessee false start, just all around terrible. But
he's so bad.
I hate him so much.
Does this mean, Andrew, that Foster Moreau? The prognosis might be pretty good. Like he might.
I think that's what I keep hearing. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get him going eventually. I mean, that would be great. But yeah, Juwan Johnson, you still got Taysom Hill, but I don't know. Like I'm not feeling great about tight end.
I mean, can they? Are you telling me there is no tight end available, or that will come available in August? That's
tight
as good as Trautman.
Tight ends are hard to find.
I mean, you can find a guy that can block. I mean, like a Max Williams or Cameron Brate. I mean, I know the free agents.
Max bro.
The Max. The tight ends are sad. I realize the free agent list is sad, but like, come on, I don't think there's going to be a moment in 2023, Dave, where we're going to be like, God damn, they traded Trautman. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I just saw the comment from Nikolai, and I gotta say real quick, man, what a giver. Nikolai, man, that dude is always like thinking about us, going out of his way to send us stuff, and that is so thoughtful, man. And my kids, my son in particular, likes that stuff.
Did he send you a David Carr?
He did. Well, he sent me a Derek one.
He sent me
that checks. That tracks.
Yeah.
Andrew gets the Derek Carr one. Ralph gets the David Carr
Ralph,
one.
Did you just hold up Derek Carr and say David though? I mean, I don't know for sure.
That is David. He sent me a David.
Okay.
That is in fact a David Carr.
Okay. I can never be sure when you say David if you mean it or not. So.
Yeah. Nikolai.
But yeah, no, Nikolai's the man, and really thoughtful. Appreciated the little care package that you sent. But Yeah, I don't know. The tight end is interesting. Now, it's like looking at the other side of the draft. Tight end and linebacker are kind of the two positions where I'm like, it's okay. It's they better not get injured.
Well, that's a great segue, Andrew, from talking about linebacker to our next topic of and Thomas. I won't even mention. People should still donate because even though I drank both of them, you should still donate to support the show because my microphone is about to crap out. I literally am holding the wire.
My microphone,
so it doesn't crap out. So you should donate so we can have the best equipment that we can possibly afford. But that's a great segue, Andrew, to potential UDFA sons, because I think there is a potential that Dave, he wanted Smoke Monday so bad last year, right, that he was willing to trade up, and we got him to go to Olive Garden and make a fool of himself for fun and games. I think we could do it again because they have Tulane linebacker Nick Anderson. They Saints signed him as a UDFA. The UDFA list, it's pretty strong. Like, I see a bunch of guys that have pathways to make the team.
That was to you, Andrew.
Yeah. Do you
yeah, I mean, the punter is interesting, Lou Headley, because Blake Gillikin, low key, was not very good last year. But yeah, you got a tight end on there, Joel Wilson.
I mean,
right?
Thomas, do you have a picture of the punter? We need to talk about the punter.
I do already. Okay, even highlights if you want.
I mean, we got highlight. This punter, Andrew. I'm not saying that Dennis Allen should be afraid if he has to cut him. I'm just saying, look at him.
Oh my God, was he in prison?
I'm just saying, I would be afraid.
Is his entire body covered in tattoos?
Yes, I would be afraid to cut that man. They'll pay him in money drops. They're going to pay him in money drops. Like, I want him to be the Saints.
Can we zoom in? Enhance.
I think they're gonna pay him with 7 cigarettes for yard work.
This is crazy. What is?
And he's from Australia, and he's like 29 years old. Like,
he's unemployable.
Yeah, tell the Saints that.
I mean, they got, but Andrew, they got Group as the kicker, and they got Headley as the punter.
It's weird because like the bottom on his legs, it doesn't look like he has any tattoos. It's just from the waist, from the penis up, he's all tattoo.
I mean, I gotta say, like,
is this what he's got? What's going on? Is this a tribal?
Who's the kid?
A tribal? I'm not concerned about the kid. Don't bring him in. No, don't bring him in. He didn't do anything.
I mean, he's holding a football to his head like it's a revolver.
I mean, is this like a tribal thing in Australia? I don't want to insult anybody. Like around his belly button, he's got like a. Looks like the face of a bull. I don't know what's going on.
If they decided on Hard Knocks yet,
kind of like it. Let's go for it.
I need
this kid looks.
That looks like Damien from The Omen.
That looks like my wife. That looks like my wife, like at 4 years old. Actually.
Wow.
I guess we should. I guess we shouldn't sink too low. This is someone's child, after all.
That's right. But Andrew, to that point, like.
But the tattoo does go all the way up to his knuckles. We can see that, though.
I mean,
wow.
Look at Thomas rocking some punter highlights here.
So this guy played for Miami?
He played for Miami.
Oh, he fit right in with the tattoos. This all tracks now. This makes total sense. This makes total sense.
Miami slander.
Why do I get the feeling this guy's going to be best friends with Carl Granderson?
Oh, my God.
They're going to share the same cell.
I need the Saints on Hard Knocks so bad. So bad. You got Jamal Williams. You got Headley. You got Granderson. I need it so bad. But Andrew, to the point, like, as we think about the UDFA adopted son draft coming up when training camp starts, I mean, picking a punter, Gillikin was terrible. They made Lutz take a pay cut. You could go Group. Like, it's not unreasonable to think the Saints would replace one or both of their kickers.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not taking the bait this year, Ralph. I know what you're doing. I don't like it. You're fishing for information. You're trying to get in my head and be like, who's Juge gonna pick so I can snake him?
Yeah.
I will not be engaging in any UDFA talk with you, Ralph, prior to the draft.
You're like, I got work today. I can't talk to you today, Ralph. I can't talk about UDFAs. I have work and responsibilities as a man in Charlottesville. It was
How do you pick and choose which days you work?
I'm really dating myself here, but to see two guys in this UDFA class named Shaq and Anthony is really taking me back. I feel like I'm back to the Orlando Magic days.
I gotta pick the guy named Orgy. Like that guy and me are like meant to be together. And he's got like a 9.4 Raz. Like, I mean, who doesn't love an orgy?
You best. Especially an Anthony orgy.
Sorry.
Ralph was alluding to it earlier, Andrew, and
Nick Anderson.
About Nick Anderson, because obviously that's who I would want for my undrafted free agent.
You better be starting to think about what you're prepared to do.
No. See, that's where I'm going. I'm not doing a damn thing. Number one, I don't think any of you are going to pick him. Especially not you, Andrew, because I think you think you're too good for Nick Anderson. No, I think I think you think you're too good for Nick Anderson.
I don't think just to spite you.
No, I don't think you will. I don't think you would soil your reputation just to do that. I don't think you would sully your good name just out of spite. I think you're going to take the guy that you think really is going to win this contest, and I don't think that you think
and we all
that
know
Nick Anderson is
not a Tulane player.
No. Mark Evans has a lower res than me.
I don't think that you think that Nick Anderson is that guy. I think Nick Anderson can be that guy. So I'm not going to do anything for him because I know he'll be available when I want to take him. And also because if you take, yes, I do probably. Yes, I do. That's right. So
why are we even having this discussion?
Okay, but also if I didn't pick first, also I would not trade up, because if you did take Nick Anderson, I could just take Orgy and I would be just as happy.
I mean, you were barely finishing your digestif after your dessert. You were sipping on your dessert wine, and Smoke Monday blows out his ACL.
That's right. Poor Smoke Monday.
I was on my amuse-bouche.
If I'm Nick Anderson, I'm shitting my pants at the prospect of Dave picking.
That's right.
Yeah, actually, I should call him and warn him.
The frightening thing is me and Kevin did a podcast, and Kevin went through all the UDFAs and knew the Razes and the heights and the where they should have been drafted, and it's always frightening.
So what's the order this year?
That's a good question, Tom. Thomas.
We all know I pick last, obviously,
and I'm first.
I think Dave picks first. Actually.
I think I'm second.
Yeah, I think it's Dave.
Yeah, because Kevin's guy was on the practice squad and played late in the year. Ralph, you were next. You were second best because Lewis Kidd was on the roster.
Yeah, so it's Dave, Thomas, Kevin, me, and you.
Yeah. Who do you like?
Basically,
Andrew?
Same as last year. Almost.
Same as last
year. Almost.
Yeah. Look, by the way, my UDFA son, he led the XFL in rushing. Just so.
Wait, who do you like?
Wow. Dave, you're gonna have to slide into my DMs. I refuse to engage in UDFA talk with Ralph.
It's disgusting.
You're gonna have to find me. You're gonna have to find me on a different medium.
It's the most hurtful thing that Andrew's ever done to me. He won the contest anyway, and he's still
Andrew's making
mad.
guys.
Ralph
saved him.
And I don't even remember the guy's name that I picked. That's how sad it is. So
I've actually got to admit, I was hoping Andrew would tell me, because then I was going to threaten to take that person and then make Andrew do something stupid to trade up.
Tom, because
I'm taking Nick Anderson no matter what. It doesn't matter. But I really wanted to see if I can trick him.
Oh, wait. Does Kevin get to pick first? Was that part of the trade agreement?
Oh, that's right. Wait, Kevin. What? No, Kevin gets to pick first. That's right. That's right. Kevin gets to pick. This is number one.
Why?
You to pick Smoke Monday, you moved up in the draft last year. You exchanged picks with Kevin.
That's right.
So he gets your slot this year.
All right.
That's right. So
he'll take Orgy too.
No, he's going to shake. He's taking Shaq Davis 100%. Thomas, give us a donation update before we get to our next topic, which, by the way, thanks to everybody for donating.
Chili is obviously still in the lead with 10K bits. King DZ right after him, 800 bits, and Hatchet John with Budrich 500 bits each.
Head Chili did it. Head Chili did it with one fell swoop. He
One
just
shot.
dropped it all in one thing. Okay,
Half-court
that's
shot.
proof. We don't need. This is quality, not quantity. I don't need 400 bits at a time. Just fucking drop them all at the same time. Just give us 5,000 in one shot. Come on,
Dump your load all at once.
This isn't a slot machine. Just come on.
Solve your problems with aggression.
I think Ralph, next week that you should do one of those like triple pickle drinks. You can mix a little vodka or something with it, but something god awful like that.
They have a chocolate one in there, and I will do it. And I will pull it next week, and we will do it. It's chocolate,
like a chocolate liqueur, like a Godiva.
I don't know. It's chocolate flavored, and it's from 2015. So
that was a good year. That was a good year for chocolate.
So now we got with our next topic for the podcast, something that Thomas created, and I love this idea. He took all of our mock drafts and he did our mock drafts versus reality, what happened. But Thomas, you didn't tell me which one, who are you going to put up first? So
That's
who are
up
you
to you.
start
That's
with?
up to you, Rolf.
I guess we could start with me. We'll go. Andrew can go last because we know he.
I think Kevin should go last.
Okay, Kevin should go last. So I'll go first. So put mine up there. This is what Thomas did is he said, hey, who did we pick for the Saints and where did they go? So I did pretty well. Jalen Carter, I had the Saints trading up to 10 to get Jalen Carter at 10. He went 9 to Philly. Actually, right. He went the same, I think that should be the same because the Philly didn't trade up to get him. So he was 9 or whatever.
Okay. Now with the 71st pick, you picked a guy that wound up getting
222. That was a miss.
Is that the 7th round or the 6th round?
That's the 7th
Seventh
round. McBride. Can people in the chat, can you
That
tell
was a
me,
compensatory pick.
did he commit a crime? Did he commit a crime? Did he lose an appendage? Did he
I'll
lose
tell
an
you
appendage?
what crime. I'll tell you what crime he committed. Getting drafted
picked by you. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was mocked in like the 7-8 mocks that I did, he was going in like the 3rd to the 5th round. Like, that didn't seem like an extreme pick that I did. But Nikolai says, drop your load all at once, Ralph Marlboro 2023. Yes, right. So I feel like I hit 2 out of 3. I had Laporta going 40.
Define a hit.
I mean, like, Carter is 1 pick away, right? Laporta, I had him going 40 to the Saints. He went 34 to the Lions.
Congratulations. 2 of the 3 picks, you were within 6 picks of accurately predicting where they would go. You completely got the wrong teams. The Saints didn't draft a tight end at all. But yeah, you were spot on.
They traded one. I give myself a B+. I say
this is a C+ level.
All right. So go to.
We're not gonna like mine.
Well, go to Dave's next, Thomas. Go to Dave's next.
I mean, mine felt so accurate.
Dave, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, mine felt so right, so real.
Wow.
I think I wish that Tomas would pull the sound clips from that because you're like, you're welcome. You know Mickey Loomis is doing this. Like, I just gave you the actual draft that will happen.
Yeah, it's true. I did say that. And look, a lot of it is confidence. You got to have confidence. But anyway,
Sounded
I picked
at the time.
It did sound accurate. I can't even pronounce
the guy
his
you
name.
picked 20th went 110th
To
overall.
the Colts, and then I picked Cam Smith at 40, and he went at 51 to the Dolphins. And actually, everybody was really excited that I picked Cam Smith. I feel like
2 out of 2 overdrafted.
I feel like people felt like they were surprised that Cam Smith was even available at 40. And he wound up going 51. So, and then obviously the 71, I kissed that goodbye to trade up. And that's probably the most surprising thing from this draft. And Ralph and I think we will both accept responsibility and admit it.
That's right.
We both thought there was no way that 71st.
No,
pick was still gonna be around.
This gets an F. And if you combine the 2 picks that Dave made, he was only off with the 2 picks combined by 101 spots.
Wow. Okay, but that's still less than what Ralph was.
Much.
Ralph was off by like 200 on the one pick
alone. I mean, listen, the
I think
Saints
that
not
wasn't the
trading up
worst, guys. Don't worry.
The Saints not trading up was a stone.
We'll still get to Kevin.
Punter. So, your dad says, Andrew, UAB is a misaligned D2 school. That's right. That's why I didn't get picked. So go to Kevin's. We'll do Andrew's last because I want the least amount of gloating from Juge that I have to hear as possible. So go to Kevin's.
Maybe we should skip his.
So Kevin. Oh my God. Wow. You think the guy that did 850 mock drafts would be better?
I take back every nice thing I said about Kevin.
Wow, me too. I take all the nice things I've been saying about him the last week about how he's our draft expert.
Well, Tajay Spears, he was only 2 picks off. That was something.
I mean,
so his first pick, Darius Rush, he had him going at 71. He actually went at 138.
That's a big
he was only 2 spots off with Tajay Spears, the Tulane running back. Next, he picked Carl Brooks at 80. Carl Brooks went 179, so he was off by 99 slots there.
3 rounds.
And then the last guy, a guy from Texas, Ojimo, he went 95th to Kevin. In reality, he went 249.
That's almost.
Ojimo, I want somebody in the chat. He's another guy. Like, he was rated as like a 3rd round pick. Did he crime draft weekend and that's why he fell like that?
This is embarrassing by Kevin. He should be ashamed.
This shows the same lack of decision making as his dating life.
Dude, that's right. Octaris said the same thing. Kevin's guesses were as good as his love life. Man, people are mean. He's not even here to defend himself.
This is it's nature. It's not nurture. He was just born with the ability to have.
Nikolai says I was off by 158 picks total. Wow. So, so go to Juge last. Here we go. This is going to be he's just going to take a victory lap.
I'm going to take a dump.
This is going to be gross. Oh my God.
Oh, weird. God. Oh, weird. Brian Brissy, 29th overall. I projected that. That's so weird. That's what actually happened.
Oh God. Here we go.
And I picked Keon White at 40 only because Isaiah Foskey was gone. In the mocks that I did, I would have picked Isaiah Foskey if I knew.
You did say that too. Fuck you. I hate you.
I said exactly those words.
You did.
Keon White ended up going 46, so I was only off by 6 picks there. And then in the 3rd round, I picked a receiver, Cedric Tillman, at 71. He goes 74 to the Browns.
Thank you.
Right. By 3 picks.
He donated 1,000 bits.
All right. Look,
Andrew, I want to
ask. Are you guys ready to admit that I'm a genius?
No, Andrew, yes.
I'm good looking. You're not very attractive. I'm smart. You're dumb.
You berate people and they become sources.
I'm a good person. You're evil incarnate.
You have sources and we don't. We admit it.
First of all,
I'm fit. You're fat.
You have 2 working arms. I don't.
It's easy. It's easier to heap praise on Kevin because you kind of feel bad for him. Like you, Andrew, you've got it all. You've got a family, kids. You're rich.
Giant mansion in Charlottesville.
You're rich. Whatever. So we can take shots at you. It's fine. We know you can
Victory
take
lap
it.
from Jude.
Yeah, it's fine. You can just fly and get in your private jet and fly off to Paris. It doesn't matter. But I do have to say, you did an incredible job. You fucking nailed it. It's I will say this podcast is greater for having you. People should maybe take you seriously.
Maybe I should show up on time next week.
Maybe. That would be nice, huh?
All that being said, go fuck yourself.
Dave, the check's in the mail.
Here's the thing. I asked this question. I didn't necessarily ask this question to Dave, but I said it and asked people in the chat. And I want to ask you too, Andrew. I feel like the Saints' entire draft hinges on were they correct in picking Foskey or White? Like, I think in 2 to 3 years, we'll look back on the draft, and I think it's going to be a good draft. I think it's going to be solid. But I think if they are right and they picked Foskey over White, and Foskey ends up being good and White ends up not being good, because that's how it goes in the draft. One ends up being good and one ends up being not so good. I think that's the key to this draft being like an A+ or like a B.
Ooh, check the timestamp, Dave. This feels like something you put in your phone calendar.
It does.
Man, it sure does. But
Hey,
by the way,
Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
Big JMC said if Juge has a private jet, I'm done here. That was a joke. I definitely do not have a private jet. I wish.
Yet.
At least officially.
Yeah. If I keep prognosticating draft picks like this, I might have one soon, though.
For IRS purposes, he doesn't have one.
Yes, that's right. What were we just talking about?
Mr. Steven Juge does have a private jet.
That's
yeah,
right.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't have a jet.
He also wishes. What were we just talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Foskey or White?
Oh yeah.
That's the key to the draft.
Wait, are we gonna go back to the Dotson thing? Have we done that yet?
Dotson. Well, I mean,
No, we haven't done it yet.
We mentioned
did
it,
that,
and then
man.
we
Like
did.
2 months
Thomas was
ago.
like, "We did it," and like literally, like dropped the clip. He's like, "You dumb cripple! We did that in
We
January."
had a segment with that. We had a segment with that, guys. And you tapped the cable.
There goes Ralph
Yeah,
tripping
he
the
touched
cable.
Oh.
But wait, so Thomas, you're saying we already did this? We
Yeah,
talked
we
about
did.
Jahan
I vaguely
Dotson being
remember this.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have no recollection.
Like we
of
had a segment with all the timestamps from
that's
the.
right.
Okay,
from the
got
season.
it.
No, it's done. We did it.
All right, well, check the timestamp. I feel like now this is another one. Dave, can you put this in your calendar and your phone or something?
I can.
Put it
What
in
am
your
I putting in
phone,
there?
Dave.
Let's eyeball this in
Keon
December.
White or Foskey Bear? Who's better?
December 15th, something like that.
That's when you want before
Yeah.
the season ends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. December.
Foskey or Keon White, who should they have picked?
I'm going to put it on Monday the 18th. So either we're recording on Monday or we're recording the day after.
Perfect.
That's right.
So this is what's the question? What's the question here?
Foskey Bear or White?
Keon White or
Foskey.
Foskey? Isaiah Foskey.
And then what's today's date?
May the 2nd.
May the 2nd.
Okay.
So
that way I know what show to go back to.
Before we get to finger guns, I want to
May
remind
2nd.
everybody
Big
that they
show.
can sub for free every month using Amazon Prime because everybody in the world has Amazon Prime. You can subscribe on Twitch using your Amazon Prime account, not just once. You can do it every month. It supports the show. It doesn't cost you anything, and we appreciate it. So you should do it. So Thomas, hit the take it to the top so I can do finger guns. God, that.
Who was it?
cranberry hit me hard.
Keon who?
Keon White. The cranberry vodka that tasted like dirt and was chalky hit me hard.
Right.
It
Who
hit
was
me real
better,
hard.
Foskey or Keon White? May
That's right.
2nd, big show.
That's right.
Perfect. Setting for December 18th, 2023, 8 p.m. Got it.
Hit the take it to the top, Thomas. I'm slurring my words. Can you imagine, Andrew, if they had drafted Bijan Robinson and I had to do 6 of these? I would just be passed out on my chair. Like that would have been a nightmare.
Who was the most bendy player that the Saints drafted?
Ooh, that's a
this year?
good question. I would say probably Foskey Bear is more bendy. I mean, Breezy doesn't look bendy.
Can we just call him Breeze? Oh,
Andrew Zed just donated 11,500 bits.
Dropping that private jet money!
Go get the chocolate. Go get the chocolate, Ralph. Go get the chocolate.
We got the G5 money!
Jude, you donated. You donated that much. I'll just drink I'll drink the chocolate one top of the show next week for you. I promise.
Jesus.
That's
Nice.
the chocolate one scares me. Listen, Andrew, you better be on time next week because the chocolate one may kill me or make me incapacitated. So I'm just saying. So Thomas, hit us with the first question.
Okay, first
And my
question
dad
from
just went from the top rope. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did.
Yeah, from behind the tree. From Saints Rabbit, first question with the trading of
I'm not a big fish guy.
in mind. What remaining Peyton era players would you all like to offer to Denver?
That's a great question.
Well, Andrew's
Dennis
team,
Allen.
Andrews Pete. Send Andrews Pete on the first train to Denver.
Who can they trade that doesn't detonate the cap like a nuclear bomb?
No one.
I mean,
you know who Sean Payton would give up the most for?
Taysom.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the
question.
thing: if Sean Payton, Andrew, if he would give you a 2025 second round pick, would you detonate your cap and give him Taysom?
Probably not. My dad, and I'm not just saying this because he dropped the mother load on us, but he just said Jameis.
Jameis.
And that's the correct answer.
That is the correct answer. Jameis, 1 of 1.
I think I would actually offer Denver one of our draft picks to take Jameis Winston.
Wow.
Trautman Smith.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Next question.
Wait a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the bougie contests. I have a question for Andrew. Andrew, have you ever in your life, for any reason, flown on a private jet?
Never.
Okay. Just making sure. Because that would have ended it.
That's right.
Jesus.
How to be
That
like,
would have ended the contest. For the record, I have never even come close to it, so I just wanted to make that clear.
Never. No.
Private jet. Holy shit. Okay, next question from Bruce HC. You would need a private jet to fly to Scotland, to Bruce HC. He asks, I feel a deep affinity for Ted Lasso after the first round. Which pick will turn me into Roy Kent?
ooh, that's a good question.
I don't get this question.
I don't really understand it.
Well,
Yeah,
you gotta
I
watch
know who Roy Kent is, but
So
I
is
still
he
don't
saying
understand this
Roy Kent is kind of like the mean, angry character deep down?
The heart of gold.
question. Yeah.
Heart of gold, yeah. But so, like, is he saying which pick would turn him really surly? Is that
or
the
like,
question?
is it like a pick that's like going to be great but washed up? It's kind of confusing.
Yeah,
I
I
would
like it.
say, that pick is going to be.
Wait. Mr. Juge.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, that's right. He is set. Tell the people, Dave. Hit the breaking news siren.
Mr. Juge has said that he has flown on a private jet 4 or 5 times.
So
he didn't invite me.
So I feel like osmosis.
I know that.
I feel like osmosis that
that,
transfers to Andrew.
But it just proves the theory that your dad's cooler than you.
That's right.
We already knew that. No doubt there.
We still need
Andrew,
another.
you were a baby. Apparently, you were a baby. This is
We
what
still
your dad was
need,
like
joining
a
the
small
Mile High
freaking
Club when
baby.
You were a baby.
We
Where's
still
Kevin when you need him?
Baby.
We
There you
still
go.
need another episode of Mr. Juge story time where he tells stories about Andrew
Right.
living in
He
Paris.
says it no, but he had a buddy that flew a private jets to Virginia Beach, Dad. Like you were on a private jet like 2 years ago.
Like, is if it has a propeller, it's not a private jet. It's got to have it's got to be jet engine.
right.
Okay,
It's gotta have a jet
all right.
engine.
He will always
he-
be
he-
his baby.
Yeah, that's true. Fair point. What was the question again?
Yeah, it's right. I lost track of where we were.
Sorry. Yeah,
I thought we
interrupt.
already answered. Okay, question. Ted Lasso question.
Next question.
Lasso.
Roy Kent.
Well, I mean, I think the answer's got to be Jake, aka Jack Haener. I think he's going to turn you into Roy Kent after he throws his second pick in the preseason. You're going to be like, this is Ian Book all over again.
I don't know anything about what's the punter guy's or the kicker guy's name? What's his name?
No idea.
No, the guy we drafted. Didn't we draft a guy? Well, who's the guy? Who's the guy with the tattoos?
That's the punter.
Yeah, what's his name?
Lou Headley.
He looks.
Ralph, you tripped
like
the
he-
wire again.
Yeah, Headley looks like he should be rude and obnoxious, but he's probably like the nicest guy you've ever met.
Probably.
Probably helps old ladies across the street.
Yeah.
Like every Miami dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, like Aaron Hernandez.
He probably took a picture with that kid after he saved his life.
Aaron Hernandez is Florida, Dave. Don't be giving him to the Hurricanes.
Next question.
All right. right, next question from Don Checo. Who would be the biggest old dude desperation signing at this point? Mercedes, Lewis, Ngakwe, or Zeke?
Oh, that's a great question. Andrew, you want to take that one?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that Thomas is from Poland. English isn't his first language, and he just nailed Ngakwe. I mean, he just freaking nailed that like a linguistic champion. And Ralph can't
and
be
Zeke
bothered.
Too. And Zeke too. He
can't be bothered to pronounce Jake properly.
That's right.
But
Isn't the Mercedes.
I mean, at least Ngakwe and Zeke Elliott, at least they could claim being good at one point. I think somehow Mercedes Lewis is managed to stay in the league despite never really being that good. So
he had the 1 year where he caught 20 touchdowns though.
I mean, I'm going with Lewis. To me, that's just that's when you let everyone know that tight end is just as bleak. Yeah,
that's a Wednesday of week 1 signing where you're like, oh.
I mean, how long has he been out of the? First of all, I thought his name was Mercedes Lewis.
It is.
He's not been out of the league. He's been playing for 20 years. He's getting close to 40.
He's still in the league though?
Yes, he's still in the league.
Seriously?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Jacksonville, Green
Really?
Bay, yeah, he's been bouncing around, man. He's 38, 39. Yes.
Jesus. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like an NBA player.
What's he's like Garrett Temple. He's like a guy that was never good that just keeps getting jobs.
That's right. Because tight end, man, if you can do one skill, if you can block or you can catch, you can play forever. That's right.
Next question.
Get this, Dave. He's been since 2012 when he caught 52 balls in 2012. he has remained in the league for 10 years, never catching more than 25 balls in a season.
Wow. Legend.
It's
still better than Trautman.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus. So let's sign Lewis.
No arguments there.
Fills the Trautman gap.
Okay, next question. Final question of the show. Who is more likely to finally step up this year and actually contribute to the team? Bond or Turner, asks
I can't believe this is even a question. To me, this is a no-brainer. Zach Bond.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
maybe
we've said positive things about Zach Bond. When Zach Bond has been healthy, we had a lot of positive.
Have we?
Yeah.
When
he was healthy, I thought we had a lot of positive things. He's looked good in games when he's played. I think I don't know. But anyway, my answer would be Bond. Turner is Turner is 1 year behind Davenport.
I think Dave, I think you're confusing Zach Bond for literally any other player on the Saints that's made one play.
No, I'm not.
I mean, here's the thing. I think Dave, his whole theory for it being Bond is incorrect and based on nonsense. But I think he's correct. Because here's the thing.
Turner is even worse.
Well, no, that Turner is worse. But here's the thing that last year the Saints played the Carolina Panthers in a meaningless game. The game meant nothing, okay? And they started Trevor Penning. They started Trevor Penning on the offensive line. And they were like, Peyton Turner, you're so bad, you're not even going to play. In a game that meant nothing, and he was healthy. He was a healthy DNP, coach's decision. That is a flashing red light, the equivalent of Stanley Jean-Baptiste not playing in 2014 when the Saints needed any healthy corner they could find. So I think the answer is Bond, even though Dave's rationale.
Well, Bond. So they lost Caden Ellis in the competition. I mean, he's going up against DeMarco Jackson and Andrew Dowell. So there's no competition right now at linebacker behind DeMario and
Nick Anderson
and Werner. Yeah, right. So I think the path to the field for Bond is much better and much easier. And the Saints like to play with 3 linebackers sometimes in certain situations. And so, I think Bond would be on the field in those situations. And I mean, you look at Turner right now, the Saints are starting to get pretty deep at defensive end. Like he's behind Passanio, he's behind Granderson, he's behind Cam Jordan. Foskey's in the mix now. So like, I don't know if Turner's going to play. I mean, he's got more guys that are kind of decent that he has to
Final serious football question before we get out of here, Andrew. Is there a chance that they trade Peyton Turner for pennies on the dollar before
Trade?
Like trade him for like
somebody's going to give us something for him?
Like a
He has
7.
value?
Like a 7.
You know, I don't. Yeah. I mean, maybe someone would give the Saints like a 5th or 6th, you know, for Peyton Turner at this point, just to take a flyer on a kid that was drafted in the first round on a rookie deal. So I think it's possible. Possible. You know, I got to tell you, I mean, we didn't really talk about the Troutman trade too much, but
we didn't. What round was that? I see. Again,
so here's the thing. They gave up a 7th and Troutman to move up to go get a 6th to go draft A.T. Perry. And like, let's not forget, they gave up 4 picks to get Troutman.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think we're talking enough about how big of a massive disaster that trade was.
Draft is a bust.
That 2020 draft pick and that trade was absolutely terrible.
The entire 2020 draft, the Saints, they would have been better off if they had just said, listen, COVID has devastated the world. We're not doing a draft. We'll see you in 2021. They'd have been better off.
That was our version. That was the DA version of what? No, 2020. That was still Peyton. Was that still Peyton?
That was 2020. Was still Peyton. Of course, I think it's.
That was like the Kyrie. What was the Kyrie Fort draft?
2014.
Yeah, that was
Kyrie Fort. When you have a chance to draft a player that falls asleep in meeting because he's narcoleptic, you have to do it.
Yeah,
you have to.
If you count what we gave up to get Troutman, A.T. Perry cost us. This is Ozman saying this. Ozman 64. A.T. Perry cost us a 4th, 2 5ths, 2 7ths,
and
Troutman.
Wow.
I hate him so much.
A.T. Perry better be Colston. He better
be. Just say, Andrew? Can you say that again? Can you say that again? So
A.T. Perry cost the Saints a 4th round pick.
Uh-huh.
So they took
what
him
year? In 2020.
They took him in the 6th, mind you.
Right.
All right. But he cost them a 4th.
In what year? What year?
2020.
Okay. A 2020 4th round pick.
Yeah. 2 5ths.
A 2020 5th round picks.
Yep. A 7th in 2020. A 7th in 2023. And Adam Troutman.
Wow.
The Saints had to give up all those things for A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry better be amazing. He better be in the
I mean, is that, and this isn't even A.T. Perry's
fault. He better be in the Ring of Honor.
This isn't A.T. Perry's fault. And honestly, like, this is like 2 years of just accumulation here. But I mean, is that more pressure than being like Reggie Bush and just being like the 2nd overall push? Like a team spending, like, they almost, like, seriously, like almost an entire draft class was spent.
Yeah.
For him to be drafted.
I'm not sure Trey Lance had this much pressure.
That's right.
Right. So is that worse than Ricky Williams, or is that worse than I said, somebody being
It's on par. It's on Ricky Williams level. I'm not even joking. That's not even hyperbole.
No,
does Dennis Allen need to wear a wedding dress? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because that's the funny thing is, like, this situation, this spans not decades, but this spans administrations.
Years.
Yeah, with years, but also coaching administrations. This started with Peyton and Troutman, and spending 4 freaking draft picks to get Troutman.
If Troutman catches 30 passes, I'm going to be so sad. I hate
Troutman was the Pandora's box, man.
It's crazy because he went to Denver. Like, Peyton wanted him. Like, Peyton knows him. He wants him. There's something about Troutman Peyton loves. What is that? I think that's what we should be talking about. Like,
he's so naked.
What is it? What is it about Adam effing Troutman, middle name effing, that Sean Payton.
Sean Payton also liked Ian Book.
They're gonna fuck each other next.
What is that? What did that soundbite come from?
I don't know, but I love it.
That's a
Like,
secret.
Thomas
That's a secret.
He has these weird sound bites that he has for Kevin that he loads in the holster and he just uses them for other things. Thomas, before we get out of here, give us the MVP. Give us the final tally for the MVP results before we get out of here.
Oh man, legendary show. Andrew's dad is the MVP with 1,100.5K bits. Head Chili.
How many of your parents have been show MVP? Check that one for the bougie meter.
And on a
That's
private
right.
jet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also, thanks to Budrich, King DZ, and Hatchet John for supporting the show.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who donated. We're the best Saints community anywhere. Thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com and become a patron and support the show. We can't do it without you guys. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Andrew. I'm not thanking Kevin because he didn't show up. He had to stay at work.
Whoa. You know how I made the Shaq and Penny joke? You know how it's like Anthony and
Orlando
Shaq are in the
Magic.
Saints UDFA class?
Orlando Magic.
I just realized that Orlando Magic team also had a guy named Nick Anderson.
No way.
right.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, wow.
The
This is kinda
2023 UDFA Sun Draft will be the Magic Draft. So, and by the
There you
way,
go.
thanks
That's
to
kinda
Thomas,
wild. That is kind of wild.
thanks to Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland, doing an amazing job. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you should support the one that wins awards. We're going to win that freaking award for best sports podcast in Louisiana. We're going to win that shit again in 2023. You
Run it
watch.
back.
So, guys, until next time, the bar is closed.
I call next plaque.
Kevin, take Nick Anderson first overall.